All right,
Yeah,
so
we
we like
can
this
tell
arrangement.
these
Okay,
conventions.
perfect.
And I was afraid it was going to be cold in here, but it's not.
That's because
No,
it's so cold outside.
I
There's
know.
heat lamps.
They tricked us.
It's a good reason, right?
Welcome to Columbus. First time Columbus for all three of you?
Yes.
Okay,
Well,
awesome.
I don't know.
My recollection.
Thora?
Is it?
Yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, first time Columbus.
Okay. Have you made it out of the convention center at all, or have you just been chained to your booth, or like?
Chained. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
No, you've gone out.
We've
Did
gone
you go
out.
out in the cold?
We went to the German village yesterday.
Yes, that was
It is wunderbar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
It's
That's
beautiful.
festive, though. That's like I
It
know
was-
we've chatted before, and we always talk about Halloween. Obviously, it's a topic that comes up, but
Yeah.
it's Christmassy time. It's festive
Yeah.
season. Was it nice? Was it like a Hallmark movie?
It was nice. I had to force him to go for a walk with me because he was grumpy and he was wanting to go to sleep. But I was like, let's go and walk around. So we did, and it was very Christmassy. Well, it was becoming, right? It was
No,
like
I think
more
coming
like
from Southern California,
gingerbread
we just
housey, yeah.
appreciate any temperature that's lower than 63. So, you
Yeah.
know, just to get
That
a
you
little
have to
winter
wear.
chill was nice to
It was so
experience. We
nice.
don't get that often.
Yeah, we get one season in Cali.
Yeah.
Summer.
Well, I'm glad you got to experience
year
some winter.
long.
All year long.
Don't shove it down their face. They know-
I was gonna say it
they're like
it doesn't
Yeah.
sound that bad when you put it that way,
Can't
but
wait.
you know,
No, it does get annoying. Trust me. Like,
I'll
yeah,
believe
you
ya.
need at least a month of. We do have June gloom, which is nice.
yeah.
So that at
Still
least,
flip
yeah.
flop weather.
Yeah, but it feels like it's the only time it looks like fall in Los Angeles. Is like
Yeah, people wanna
pre-summer. It's kind of
come
weird, but yeah.
to LA in June, and then
Yeah.
it's gloomy. We call it
You
June
need a
gloom.
sweater. Yeah,
that sounds nice. I want to come during the rainy, gloomy time.
absolutely,
Yeah,
it looks
absolutely.
best. And then 2 days after the storm, you know, when the wind has taken
Clear.
everything away, just
Perfect.
the air looks
Oh.
perfect. You can actually see whatever hills are around our area
Sounds nice.
that are rumored to be there.
Yeah, that's like I think it's summer, smog, or clear day. Those are our seasons.
I love this
Those are
season
our
smog.
seasons,
Yeah.
Delightful. All right. I know we're going to have lots of questions about Hocus Pocus, obviously.
Okay.
Tis the reason we're here.
Tis the reason.
I have my own question, though. So I
Yes.
would love to know for you guys, what led you to your roles? Like the audition process? Were there a lot of chemistry reads? Like just what was that early process for Hocus Pocus?
Anyone? Anyone? I'll
Are
go.
you going?
Yeah, sure. My audition process was obviously a lot of competition, and then they kind of winded it down. And I was like, right at the very end, it just kind of went crickets. And, I just kind of moved on, and I was like, okay, I guess I didn't get that role. No worries. And then, like, I want to say it was like 3 or 4 months later, I got a call again, and they're like, we want to bring you back once again to do a test screening. And that's when I met these wonderful people. And instantly we had chemistry. And that was it. That was that was it. We were it was the three amigos.
I love that there were 3 months where you're like, no, I didn't get this. I've moved on completely. And it was a nice little
Basically,
surprise.
It was. Here we are 30-something years later.
Oh, it's crazy how that can happen. It still happens to this day. Sometimes you don't know if you got the job until way later. But I was under contract, so
She's
I already had the
special.
job.
Snooty.
No, but I remember auditioning with Omri, and then when Vinessa came in, and it just felt right. But I think that part of it often gets lost because like the making of the film had so many more potent memories. I think it's like people happily forget how hard was it to get that job.
For me, I went in and auditioned with Kenny Ortega. I feel like I was the last maybe piece to come in before screen testing with all of you. So I had an audition with the director and the casting director, and I left, and then I hear this voice like calling out to me from the parking lot, Vinessa! And I was like, who is that? And it was Vinessa, come back. And he was running after me, and it was Kenny running after me. He didn't send anybody out to run after me. It was him himself. And he said, come back and do it again. I don't remember what it was, but I was like, wow, this guy really cares and had, an idea to kind of be, something that could be creative and different for this, next time he wanted me to come in. And so after that, I felt like I was, smitten with Kenny. And then I was there with the three of them after Leonardo DiCaprio dropped out. of Max.
Worst decision
It's
ever.
not true. I beat him.
Yeah.
I got the role because I'm a better actor. That's basically the reason.
That's what I've heard. Yeah, from you. But absolutely. Yeah.
I have an Oscar, not.
Thought you were gonna tell me about like a cat you have named Oscar.
Yeah, my cat, Oscar. It's Binks's brother.
That's canon now. So, you guys were so young when you came to Hocus Pocus, and you came in with such a stacked cast, especially the Sanderson sisters, right? Like you're coming into Bette Midler. Did you feel? I mean, you were all seasoned actors, though, but did you come in feeling intimidated? Did you feel the pressure of working with actors like that at all?
I felt extremely intimidated because these kids were veteran actors because you started at 2 or
Yeah, like 3.
4.
4. Okay, 4.
Please.
2.
4.
But I had just started acting. This was my second movie that I got, so I was really like shaking in my boots. And of course, I worshipped Bette Midler and like watched Beaches probably a few years before and bawled my eyes out. And then Kathy being in Sister Act and Sarah Jessica Parker, I watched her on this TV show called Square Pegs, and I just was like, and Footloose and like LA Story. I was like, oh my God, these ladies are like my idols. So, yeah, I was extremely nervous but also excited. Like I couldn't believe that, we were doing this movie about witches, and we were watching them rehearse and get into their characters and get their walks. And so, before the camera started rolling, I was really actually very excited by then.
I wouldn't say I was like intimidated or really like I was already a huge fan of Bette Midler's because I like movies like Ruthless People and was that other one that she was in that Down and Out
Down
in
and Out,
Beverly
yeah,
Hills.
Down and Out.
So
That was
already
so
I knew
good.
she was such a great comedian.
Yeah.
But I think just kind of already being brought up and in that industry and working with a lot of big talent, I didn't feel that. I don't know. It just kind of was like another day at work for me. But now looking back, I feel totally different about that, about how lucky and fortunate that I had the opportunity to work with amazing talent like that. So
I was definitely super excited. I loved working with the ladies. The energy always shifted on set a little bit when it was all of us together, because it didn't happen as often as you would think. But I was a huge fan of Bette Midler's. I did sort of have an attitude of Bette Midler, awesome, love her, gonna wipe the floor with her. And then it's impossible to do, of course. But just watching her dedication and her work ethic, the amount of time she put into researching, Middle English curse words, and just really inhabiting the essence of Winifred, and then seeing her do the musical performance in the middle of it was just also inspiring, instructional, and just like a lot of fun. So we lucked out, I think, all three
We
of
really
us.
did.
Yeah.
Sure. Thank you for that. Shall we switch over to some audience questions? Are we ready? All right.
Yeah, what you got? What you
All
got?
Do it.
What's your name
Do
and what's
it.
your question?
Hi, Jenna. We can't really hear you, but
is the
But we kinda
microphone-
did hear
Is there
you.
a microphone there?
because you can
Is it
project.
turned
You-
toward you?
I can
or-
project.
I know,
can
we heard
project.
you, yeah.
There we go.
Now we hear you.
Somebody attended theater class.
I know you.
Oh,
were
and you
in
have
the
a
theater,
spotlight
yeah.
now. There you go.
She's like, "Hi, my name's Jenna."
My question is, me and my family kind of make it a tradition to do Hocus Pocus during Halloween. I was wondering if you got any Halloween traditions that you guys do with your families.
I kind of do, I guess. We every year since I've been with my significant other, we do pumpkin carving. Does that count?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Say,
What did you
counts.
carve this year? Do you?
I actually, I did
Human
something-
flesh?
Yeah. Oh, did I say pumpkin carving? I meant human carving. But I did. I don't know. I made this like face, and I added like I actually got really creative, and I think I have a picture of it. But with the like candle backlit on it. It came out really cool, and I was very proud of my own work.
We're proud of you too.
Well done.
Well done, Omri.
What about you two? Any Halloween traditions?
I do love dressing up, and there's a wonderful street parade in a neighborhood not far from where I live every year. So it's nice to kind of get dressed up and get lost amongst the crowd and just people watch. And this year, I went through this whole thing of dressing up as Velma, but Velma had a bad night. She was covered in blood. And then at the last second, because I had to travel early the next morning, I decided not to go out. So I was all dressed up with nowhere to go. But then I've seen a few Velmas at the con since then. And I've been like, did I unknowingly start something? That just hit the
Trendsetter.
universe here, you know? I'm like, I'll take the credit. Yeah. So go Velma, any of you Velmas out there.
Go,
And she
There you
sent
go.
us.
There's one in the back.
go roughed up Velma, too.
She
roughed up
sent
Velma.
us a picture of it, and it was
Yeah, that was
it
fun.
It was
was
intense. Yeah.
primo.
For me, it's become more of a tradition to do things now that my son is of age. He's 7, and the neighborhood is so sweet, and we all gather together in front of one house, and we all go trick or treating together in the neighborhood. And now that's become a tradition, and that follows the morning tradition of Halloween, where my son's whole school dresses up and has a parade in the elementary school of all the kids and all of their costumes. And definitely it was K-pop Demon Hunters this year. It was amazing. But my son was Darth Vader. So yeah, the dark side. Yeah.
Thank you.
Use
Thank
the
you.
force.
Hi there.
Hi, I'm Stephanie. Thora, I've loved you my whole life. Sorry. Your work is much lighter because you were a child actor. So I was wondering what your experience was like on The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead. Working on something like that is it's sort of a gift, because you go on the show, like as I did, that I would have like 1 year and this character arc and all of that. And the thing about that show is that they call the fans and the cast and the crew all one family, and it really is that, because everybody works in the summer in Atlanta, very hot, very miserable. You sort of bond through that, and it is that family. So yeah, it's great. And it's also something that, you can go to a lot of places around the rest of the world, and maybe that'll be the only English-speaking show
Right,
that you can
right.
find, which is sort of disturbing, maybe. But yeah.
Thank you.
Hi there.
Hello, my name is Jada, and
Hi, Jada.
do you guys think that if the Salem witch trials were still happening, you guys would be accused of being witches?
Nah, we're
Yeah.
we're witch hunters.
No, we're not.
I'm a witch.
Yeah, we would be victims,
Of me?
of
Totally.
oppression.
Totally.
No, yes, definitely, because that's what witches were. They were victims.
No, they weren't.
Don't
They
get
were
so
witches.
literal,
They were
Vanessa.
witches.
I am not. I'm telling history as it should have been told.
Teacher,
From her
teacher.
ancestral past.
Of
They
the
could
clever,
tell
the
you.
clever witch. Yes. What do you think? Do you think of that of yourself? Maybe.
I don't, maybe.
Maybe yes. Thank you.
Thank
Jada.
you. Oh, hi. Can somebody help with the height of
Oh,
the
yes.
microphone? Thank you.
Yell into the mic.
Hi,
Hi.
Hi, my name is Amelia, and I was,
Amelia.
and I forgot what I was going to say. Wait, what was your favorite part of the movie?
My favorite part, I think this is what we share. I don't know, but please tell me if I'm wrong. But my favorite part is when because we all tried to tell him not to, when he brings the witches back to life, right? By lighting the candle. But for me, I love roller coasters and I love anything that's a ride. So I felt like doing that scene where the floorboards are really moving and the light bulbs are really popping, because nowadays when you do movies, it's all CGI, but that was practical effects. And I loved every minute of it because we were literally immersed in that. And we always say we didn't have to act because it was a wild ride of the witches coming back to life before they pop through the door and scare us all.
I loved any time we were working in the cemetery because the set was right next to the full set of the house. But just like running around in the murky wood and smelling those smells of fall and working with Doug Jones, who played Billy the Butcher, was always such fun. So
So
to have
fun.
him on set was always a grand old time. And
Yeah.
yeah, so those were some of my favorites. Anytime we were like running around and getting dirty in it, that was the best. Yeah.
I concur with these lovely young ladies. The sets were really cool. The house that they built was built to scale. It was a solid house with no faux walls. All the little details and all the distressed wood and everything was just like it was so cool to see it all come together. So I kind of feel like, I mean, the whole project was fun,
Yeah,
and I got to work with these amazing people too. So yeah, it was a blast, the whole thing.
Bill Sandell, the art director, he was amazing. I mean, production designer, he was amazing. He's a fan of this movie, and he still has a lot of he has the real book still. And yeah, so I think it takes a fan to make such a set. He was really immersed into it.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Amelia.
Thank you. Aww. Round of applause for Amelia.
It's true. Takes courage.
My name is Raquel.
Hi, Raquel.
Hi. I have a question. Mine is, do you guys ever go back to Salem, Massachusetts? Anything for not filming, though, but just for, like, personal reasons?
I don't know if it's work and personal, but we do an event every year, every October out there. It's just a bunch of Halloween. And bunch of Halloween. And it's basically a time for us to remember and, just kind of get together with fans and reminisce and
You guys
just
visit some of
appreciate-
the old locations, right?
Yeah, we visit.
100%.
Yeah.
We actually do a trolley tour where we take all our fans to all the different landmarks of the film and other landmarks of the town, and we host it, and we just have a blast. It's been a lot of fun doing that these last few years.
It's amazing to see Salem now because it was a sleepy town when we were there. And it literally was when we were filming in 1993. And it's just exploded now. Like the Commons, there was nobody there, and now it's like there's an event every day on the Common. And so it's amazing how Hocus Pocus is really infused. I mean, that's what the Salemites say. They're like, literally your movie made this town as vibrant as it is.
Yeah, the town is sort of divided. You have like half that's really excited about the opportunity and the economic impact or whatever, and then you have the other half that are just like, get off my property,
We want to go back to the way it was.
Exactly.
Moved here because it was a sleepy town.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
you.
Raquel.
Hi there.
Hi, my name is Maggie, and
Hi.
if you didn't know, at what point did you find out who was voicing Binks, the cat version?
Oh, good question. I don't know when I found out Jason was doing that. Do you?
I found out when we were doing post-production, there's this thing called ADR, where it's just automatic dialogue replacement when you're finishing up a movie. And I knew Jason from being friends with his friend. Like, we're all friends. Everybody pretty much knew each other because we're only like a small group of child actors. But he's in there, and I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, I'm working. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he said he was doing the voice of Binks after we'd already finished. So, yes, that was a surprise for me.
Yeah, our actor Sean Murray, who played
Yes, who played
real life Binks,
human Binks, yes.
sounded, I guess, a little bit too much like an American
California dude.
Kid.
It's like, dude.
And they needed somebody to be,
don't think
sound a
he's-
little bit more like they would have been from, the 18th century. So,
Yeah.
and Jason had that ability to do that. So, but I didn't really know or if I knew, I had forgotten until actually we started seeing each other years later when the film had become a little bit more of a fan favorite. And then I was like, oh, you're the cat. Okay.
You're my favorite person.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name's Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
With all
Sarah?
of the projects that you've, with all the
Sarah?
projects, I get that a lot too. With
I'm
my
sure you do,
friends.
yeah.
With all the projects you've worked on, it doesn't have to be Hocus Pocus, but do you have a favorite scene or a favorite like performance? You're like, I really nailed that. I really love that. Just from anything you've done.
Honestly, I had a lot of fun on every project I did. I never had a dull or boring or sad moment. But I hate to break it to you guys, but my favorite thing that
It's okay.
you'll forgive me.
Break our hearts.
My favorite thing that I got to work on was a project I did called Eerie, Indiana.
Yeah.
There you go. And that was like literally like coming to a new amusement park every week, because every episode was bizarre and weird, and it was like a playground. And I just had such a good time, and the cast and crew were all like-minded, basically acted like little kids. So I fit in really well, and yeah, that was probably the most fun I had of everything I did.
It's hard to pinpoint. You know, there's specific moments from each character, each project. You know, I mean, a little film that I don't even know if I could even watch again, Dungeons and Dragons. One great thing about that was I had chainmail made specifically for me, and that was a unique experience. But to bring it back to Hocus Pocus, I think some of my favorite moments were hanging out with these two, for sure. Just, you know, offset, kind of
Go on.
kicking it, cursing too much, as every 10-year-old is wont to do. And yeah, and just feeling the energy, you know, and coming back all these years later and seeing that the way that we love making the movie is shared with you all and viewing it, I think that's super satisfying.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's no accident that we're here together with all of you coming to all these conventions, like, you know, month after month, year after year now. This movie was our childhood too. So like we felt the magic that you feel with this film. We felt all the fun and the adventure of it every single day. So that was special for me. And I grew up watching Disney movies and loved Wizard of Oz, so I felt like this was like the perfect thing for me to get for my second movie. I was beyond excited. But there was a movie that I was really proud of being a part of, which was Eyes Wide Shut, Stanley Kubrick's last movie. And the reason being was I was thinking of quitting acting. Like I'd been a child actor and was, you know, like these kids, it's hard. It's hard to transition from a child actor to, you know, doing more mature roles. And so he was very instrumental in pushing me back to go for my dream. And so that just particular experience of that was why I'm here today. So I was going to go to school to find something else I was interested in. So he was very much like a mentor to me. So yeah, that was the only other experience that I feel like is like a huge turning point for me.
Cool, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi there.
Hi. I don't know how to get this higher. Hi, my name is Alyssa.
Sorry, we have no one to help you. I'm sorry.
So Thora, I grew up watching so many of your movies. Now and Then, Monkey Trouble, obviously Hocus Pocus. I rewatch them all the time. Was obsessed with them. So the question for all three of you is, and Vinessa, you already kind of answered it a little bit. What were the movies that you guys felt so attached to when you were younger and you rewatched over and over and over and over?
So I was one of those annoying kids that watched things obsessively over and over, and I have to say, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade was definitely one of those for me. And then, like a year after I had been introduced to that film, I had the opportunity to act in Patriot Games as his daughter. So that was like I, you know, even as a kid back then, I was like, okay, you know, if that was the end of my career, I'm good.
I know, right?
You know, what else do you need to do? So that was pretty
Word.
great. But then I've just been really kind of lucky along the way to work with some great people. These two obviously included, and then just like a lot of people that I really looked up to or admired their work when I was working with them. So yeah, it's always hard to pick out a favorite moment of anything or a favorite role or any of that. But I'd have to say, yeah, Harrison Ford being dad is kind of like,
Yeah, totally. Oh, me? Oh.
Why
Well,
not?
as I said, Wizard of
Why
Oz,
not?
but I also was obsessed with Back to the Future. I watched that. I know it's so good, right? It's like I just was obsessed with it, and I really wanted a DeLorean. I think during that time it was a perfect movie because it was made in the 80s, going back to the 50s, which we were all obsessed over. So it was a perfect movie for me. And yeah, what else did I watch? Neverending Story. I was obsessed with Dark Crystal. I liked what else did I like? The Goonies, of course. What other movies? Ghostbusters. I'm like PG when we were growing up was very different. I'm literally like, am I going to show this to my son? It's PG. No, it's a different PG. Different PG. There is like, all this cursing and all this interesting things. So I'm going to wait for to show him all my favorite movies. But those were the repeated ones over and over again for sure. And I think if you are obsessed that way, it's easier to become an actor. You're learning by way of being obsessed and watching the behavior of all these actors, right? So
You're a fan first and foremost.
yeah, it's
And
true.
then you're like, oh, I want to do that too. Yeah, for me, a lot of the movies that they both were already talking about, and just such a wide range. I can't I don't even know because I love comedy, I love drama, I love suspense and thrillers. I like all these different genres, and I guess I just kind of gather inspiration from the different things. But like one film for me that like always I come back to is like Dumb and Dumber. And I love Jim Carrey. Like I love that slap. Like we were talking
Me
about
too.
Naked
I love it
Gun
too, yeah.
earlier,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Did you see the new Naked Gun?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's just compared to like the old Naked Gun, it's just not there." But yeah, those kind of films, like I like anything from like the
Pet
silliest
Detective.
to yeah, Ace Ventura.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Love it.
Hi there. What's your
Pet's
name?
heads
What's
are
your
falling
question?
off.
Hi, my name is Cheyenne,
Hi,
and
Cheyenne.
I've been a fan of Hocus Pocus since I was a kid. And so a lot of times I would always dress up as a witch. Now, since you guys were in the film, what was the Halloween costumes that you were wearing while everyone else was wearing Hocus Pocus and the Sanderson sisters?
So like, are you referring to like during Halloween? Because obviously we were. I was dressed as Max Dennison from that movie Hocus Pocus.
Do you mean as kids? What were we wearing?
Yes, like
Yeah.
what was your costumes that you would always wear? Because there's
As a
so
kid,
many
yeah.
iconic 80s and 90s movies during that time frame.
Right.
So
Who are we emulating?
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I was 16. I was probably some like disgruntled teen who's like, I'm not wearing any costume.
So Max.
Something. I don't know.
I'm not far from the tree. Well, I don't know if you all remember, but we had those weird plastic, gross, like masks that were like toxic and had some crazy plastic thing to accompany with it. I do remember not wanting to wear that because it was so gross. So I kind of went into my mom's closet and got her costumes because she's an actress, and so she'd had all these like fun little things that she put in together from doing plays, and so I picked out a suit that she had. I don't even know if she wore a suit, but I kind of rolled up the bottoms of the suit and put on a tie, a bow tie, and then got a hat and got a mustache and just was Charlie Chaplin one year. So that was it. Like I literally made up my own costumes all the time. Yeah, you kind of, it was more back then, I feel like it was the standard kind of thing. You weren't really doing movies. I felt like you were doing like, I'm a fairy, I'm a witch, or I'm maybe Cinderella, or like Sleeping Beauty or something. But
As a kid, I remember
Yeah.
sort of being a pirate. I was a pirate, and then a
Right.
lot of the years I kind of was working during Halloween, so I have like more memories of being in the hair and makeup trailer and not being able to put on makeup for Halloween.
No, such terrible.
Exactly. Thank you for that, Vanessa.
It's so
I do deserve
sad, I
sympathy.
know.
And then in my 20s, I just tried to wear as little as possible.
Yeah,
one
girl. The sexy blink.
The sheet with the eye holes.
Hey,
Were you-
now
were you
keep
ever
it
a ghost?
Keep it
I
cool.
might have been one year.
A ghost, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we have about 3 minutes left, and I think we have 3 people in line. So if we can do a speed round, maybe get these done pretty quickly, we can get you all in. Does that work? Perfect. What's your name? What's your question?
Hi, my name is Basil. My question was just either what was your scene that you love to film versus, or what was your scene that you struggled the most to film? Whichever one you want to answer.
I wouldn't say struggle, but like sometimes to create movie magic, you have to be put in an uncomfortable situation. For me personally, when we had to wear when I was like suspended in the air by Bet, or when she threw me against the wall, I had to wear a harness with cables and all these things, and it's not a very comfortable situation. So, still to create that, you act.
Yeah, so
But-
when they first come back to life and she's sort of electrocuting him and slamming him against the wall, I even felt bad for him. And it not out of any special love for this guy, but
Jerk
but
face.
I was like, man, this is like he did
Brutal.
it 8 times. Like it's not okay. So yeah, no, I think gosh, the worst for me was dealing with the hat. The hat never fit properly.
That was her nightmare.
And we
And
kept
so,
teasing her
yeah,
about it.
because they would always use a fan, ooh, it's autumn, wind-blown hair, great. This hat would just constantly blow off my head, and so their genius fix was get more tight bobby pins, just dig it in to that little tiny skull of hers. And no, but at the end of the, I think they offered to give me the hat as a wrap gift. They're like, "What would you like from the set?" I was like, "I want the book." And they're like, "Here, you can have the hat." I'm like, "So I can burn it?"
For me, it was the salt scene, just because I was literally feeling like you said, the witches when they were on set and we were with them, because just to explain, a lot of the times they were not on set when we were on set because we were child actors. We had hours, we had to go to school that were limited, and we had to go to school, and then we'd have to imagine them in the sky and they would imagine us on the ground. So the one scene where it's like I had to drive the scene, and I was again in my second movie, was the salt scene, and but I could just feel it was like hot in there, and everyone, I was last to set and be called to set, and everyone was like ready for me, and I was pretty nervous for that one. That was the harder scene for me for that movie because of how prepared those ladies were.
Great, well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you. All right. We are at time. Do we want to try to do very succinct 1-word answers to questions and see if we can get through these?
Why
Do we
not?
feel
Rapid
Why
fire.
not?
Okay.
Rapid fire.
Very quick. What's your question?
Okay, so a friend of mine lives so close to the Dennison house that when he looks out the back window, he can throw a stone at it.
Wow.
He went the full 24, 25 years of his life with never seeing Hocus Pocus. Is there a movie or a TV show from when you were younger that you're kind of embarrassed that is as famous as Hocus Pocus that you've never seen?
What's the Orson Welles one?
Oh, yeah.
Citizen Kane.
Citizen Kane.
I haven't seen that. So I should be shot on site as an actress. But yeah.
What did you say?
No comment?
I know we're wasting time. Sorry.
Rapid fire, Vanessa.
It's so rapid fire, right?
It's too much pressure. Okay. I mean, Citizen Kane's a pretty big one to have not
Right?
seen. So that's
She
that's
takes
an
it-
impressive
I feel
answer.
like I win.
There you go.
You're good. Thank you.
Thank you.
What's your question?
Hi, my name is Megan. My question was just, I always pictured the set to be really like immersive and like kind of magical, and being kids growing up, was it really hard to kind of leave that like magic feeling, or were you like ready to move on to the next project, or were you like
Really hard.
I'm gonna miss this forever? Yeah.
Really hard.
Yeah, it was definitely hard. And then when it came out, we were also excited to like share it with everyone because we had so much fun making it. And then like the critics didn't like it, and it didn't make a lot of money at first.
We
so it was
cried.
like a little sad. But then, you know, years later, and now even more years later, we're all here celebrating together. So
Yeah,
I think
thank
we always love to thank the fans.
Great, yes.
Right? You
Thank
keep
you.
us here.
You're the
Without
reason.
you, it's nothing. So thank you so much for all
Thank
these
you
years.
so much. Yes.
All right, little
Thank
cutie, you're the
you.
last one. We're going to do it super
All
fast.
right, last one.
You look great.
So, if you had any, like, what would your advice for me be if I wanted to become a child actor?
Run.
Wait till you're 25.
Okay.
That's when your brain is formed.
Says the mom in the room.
I am the mom.
I'd say, you know what, just keep with it as long as you're having fun. You know, as long as you enjoy it and are having fun, and if ever that changes, then don't, you know, be afraid to not pursue it. But if you're enjoying it, then keep going. You know, some people just don't hit their stride until way later. So just as long as you're having a good time, keep at it, and you know, make some friends along the way.
That's so
Advice.
beautiful.
Perfect. Thank you. Everyone, thank our guests for being here. They have a few minutes at their booth after this. Please go say hi to them before they head out.
Thank you.